I'm Ethan Burke, Iron Gate Realtors, and I'm going to teach you how to underwrite an investment property. So I took a random property off the Dayton MLS that was for sale. Not going to give you the address, but I'm going to give you some of the numbers. Let's see if it makes some money. So it's for sale for $179,000. 3-bedroom, 1 bath, just under 1,200 square feet. It's a turnkey property, which means it doesn't need much updates. So it's just good to go. You buy it, turn the key, it's ready to make money. So $179,000, 20% of that ends up being $35,800. So that's what you need as your down payment for the house. So I did some comparables in neighborhoods. Looks like the rent amount would probably be about $1,450 a month. So if you did 20% down, 30-year mortgage, 6.5% interest, your monthly mortgage, taxes, and insurance on this house specifically ended up being $1,208. So on top of the mortgage payment, taxes, insurance, you also want to keep aside, I recommend 7% for CapEx, capital expenditures, meaning things, big repairs like roofs, water heaters, HVAC, things that are going to break eventually. So 7% for that, and another 7% of the total monthly rent for vacancy. Because you're not going to always have somebody inside of it. Every once in a while, it's going to take you a month or two to get somebody in there in between leases or whatnot. Then on top of that, other monthly expenses you may or may not have. If you're paying any of the utilities, you have to factor that in. Same thing if you're using a property management company. You need to factor that in, make sure you're making any money. But for this, we're just going to assume that they're paying all their own utilities and you're not using a property management company. So you just have that mortgage, taxes, insurance, and the CapEx and the vacancy. If you take that $1,450 rent amount every month, minus that $1,208 mortgage, insurance, and taxes, that takes all that out, and then basically 14%, 7 for CapEx, 7 for vacancy. That's another $203. So this property, as is, if you bought it for the asking price of $179,000, you're making $39 a month with cash flow, which isn't great, but that is how you underwrite a property. And what's cool is you can do all this before you ever spend a penny on that property. You do this from your computer desk, looking at the property saying, okay, well, these numbers don't work. What if I offer them less than that? So they're asking $179. You think to yourself, well, what if I offer them $160, $170? How do the numbers crunch out? You just do that until you find a property that's making you some kind of return that you want. Usually around 5 to 10%, depending on the economy and the area you're looking at, is the kind of cash-on-cash return you're looking for. That's it. That's how you underwrite a property. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Like, follow, and subscribe.